Hey guys, what's up? My name is DJ and I am a sports blurb. And I was perusing the internet, going on YouTube, trying to find all these different videos to watch for the upcoming college football playoff. And I didn't like a lot of the videos. So one of the things I see a lot of times is that when I see any type of college football that deals with the SEC, it's made by an SEC homer. And so if you know anything about the SEC, in my opinion, from a Big Ten fan, you guys are super, super biased. And a lot of the breakdowns that I was hearing, I just didn't like. It was just, oh, well, Michigan's going to go into this game versus Georgia, and they're going to get smacked because Georgia's mad. There wasn't a lot of breakdown about the game. There wasn't a lot of facts and information about the game. It was just, well, Cincinnati's going to wear black jerseys versus Bama, and Bama's going to get ticked off, and because of that, Bama's going to win even more. Not a lot of breakdown. So I decided to give a breakdown of this game from the perspective of a Buckeye fan, and hopefully you guys like this video. And let's get into it. So the first thing I want to get into when I start looking at these two teams, Michigan versus Georgia. Oh, also, I got the Ohio State Michigan game on in the background. It's really, really hurting me right now. If I get distracted by it, if I start crying, please don't mind me. So, get back to it. Michigan versus Georgia. I'm going to start breaking down these offenses here. So, we're going to hit a couple things here. Let's start with their rushing offense. Michigan's rushing offense is top 10 in the country. Actually, it is number 10. It's led by Hassan Haskins. He is one of the best running backs in the nation, but they also have another, in my opinion, could start on 90% of the college football teams out there, Blake Corum. He is very solid. Michigan has an identity, and I think that's one thing that they do well. They know what they do well, and as a result, they just go ahead and they say, we're going to run this ball. We're going to throw it from time to time, but our identity is to run this ball, and that's why they're number 10 in overall rushing offense in the country. On the opposite side, Georgia is number 32 in rushing offense. So they're not bad, but they're not great. They're not elite. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking about Michigan's rush offense, look what's happening right now behind me. All right, let's go to passing offense. So Michigan and Georgia are very similar in their rankings. Michigan is number 67 and Georgia is number 55. I don't think either one of these quarterbacks, when it comes to Stedman or Cade McNamara, I don't think they're great, but I do think they're good enough to not lose your game. But I don't think they're great enough to actually win you games. They're both very solid quarterbacks, and I think that both coaches on both sides feel confident with their guys. Overall offense, who would you think is higher, Michigan or Georgia? If you answered Michigan, you're right. So overall offense, Michigan is number 13. Georgia is number 27. A couple things I want to take apart. Some of their big hitters. Cade McNamara. I'm going to throw him in as a big hitter for Michigan. Why? Because he doesn't actually turn the ball over. He has 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I think that's a little bit better than a game manager. Yeah, he might not necessarily win you a game, but he won't turn the ball over. He's going to make good decisions, and he's also going to get the ball to the playmakers when he needs to. Let's talk about defense. I kept hearing so much from these SEC fans about how great this Georgia Bulldog defense is, and they are great, don't get me wrong, but they're not the best. So let's break a couple things down, and then I'll explain why I said that. Overall rushing defense. The University of Michigan is number 21. Very solid, not great. Georgia, overall rush defense is number 3. With that being said, I know a lot of people are saying, okay, well, Michigan runs the ball well. Georgia has the number 3 rushing defense in the country. They can't run against them. I would tell you they can, and they will. What makes me think that? Wisconsin is the number 1 overall defense in the country, and also the number 1 rush defense in the country. Now, when Wisconsin and Michigan played, Michigan didn't necessarily have a great game rushing the ball. I mean, they had 27 carries combined for 106 yards and a touchdown. It's not the numbers that are going to jump off the board, but they still prove that they can run it. And if they can run it on the number 1 rush defense, what leads me to believe that they can't run it on the number 3 rush defense in Georgia. Overall defense, Michigan is number 12, Georgia's number 2. So again, Georgia's up there, but they are not the most dominant defense. So I was looking at Georgia's schedule also. Is what leads me to believe that they're not as great as a team as I think they are. Their schedule was crap. I almost cussed just now. Their schedule was crap. I mean, they really didn't play anybody. I want to take a couple of games. I'm going to take I'm going to take Michigan and Georgia's 5 best wins this season. And I want you to tell me, give me the actual people that Georgia beat that are just these gangbusters. All right, so I kind of ranked these as well. At number 5 for Georgia, I have them beating Auburn. Auburn is their 5th best win, in my opinion. They beat them 34-10. Very solid win. I don't think Auburn's that great, but I think that's a decent win. Number 4, I had them beating Tennessee. Number 3, I had them beating Kentucky 30-13. Number 3, I had them beating Arkansas 37-0. And number 1, I had them beating Clemson 10-3. But Derek, why'd you put Clemson as their number 1 win? That's still Clemson. They have Dabo Swinney. They had a down year this year, but as I was looking through Georgia's schedule, this was, in my opinion, the best one they had, which isn't really saying much, but they're still Clemson, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's hop back over to Michigan. I looked at their 5 best wins this year. Now, if you didn't watch the Big Ten, you would hear some of these wins and you'd say, all right, good job, Tre'Davion Henderson. I mean, that was a really good game. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by doing this video and then also watching this. So if you didn't watch the Big Ten this year, you really wouldn't know that a lot of the teams that were in the Big Ten were better than their record said. So, number 5, Nebraska. Nebraska, yeah, I get it. So if you didn't watch Nebraska play, they were in every single game they played this year. They had a terrible record, but didn't matter who they were playing, good teams or bad teams. Even Ohio State, I'm an Ohio State fan, they ran with us and they played us tough. So Michigan beating Nebraska 32-29 is their, in my opinion, their 5th best win. They beat Penn State 21-17. I put that as their 4th best win. They crushed Iowa 42-3 in the Big Ten championship. A lot of people think Iowa's overrated. I'm one of those people, actually, but they're ranked number 17, and they got smoked by 39 points in the Big Ten championship. I mean, the only thing they could do was kick a field goal, and that field goal came late. Number 2, I put Wisconsin. When they beat Wisconsin this year, 38-17, I put that as the 2nd best Michigan win. And the number 1 Michigan win is this win you guys see behind me. At the time, I thought Ohio State was the best team in the country. I mean, they had the number 1 rated offense. They have 3 guys, Ohio State does, at wide receiver who are going to be 1st-round picks, and Chris Olave, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Garrett Wilson. They have a really good running back, and Michigan just had their way with them. I really think this is Michigan's year. I don't necessarily believe in destiny, but as I kind of start to look at what Michigan's doing, how they're playing, they're just going about their business. They're not actually talking a lot. I like what they're doing. Now, a couple takeaways that I took away from Michigan specifically. So there's a thinking out there that Michigan can't throw the ball. I want to tell you that they can actually throw the ball very well. Again, it goes back to what their identity is and how they know how to play. And their only loss of the season, Cade McNamara versus Michigan State. Cade McNamara threw 28 for 44 for 383 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michigan State is still I think they were a top 10 team at the time. I'm pretty sure they were. I think they were like number 5 or something like that. Right now, they're number 11, but versus a top 5 ranked team at the time, he almost threw for 400 yards. That's really, really good. He can throw the ball. But why do you throw it if you have 2 really good NFL backs? You don't. You run the ball, you pound it, and then you force the other team to make changes based off of you. All right. So that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be making another video as this game comes closer because I'm going to give you my scores and what I predict the game's going to be. I think it's going to be a really competitive game. As of right now, Vegas has Georgia as, I want to say, a 7.5-point favorite. I don't think it's going to be that 7.5. I don't see them losing by that many points. Especially, I knew Michigan was for real when I saw this game behind me. So the Michigan Ohio State game when they just gave it to Ohio State and Ohio State could do nothing. I don't know who Georgia has played that's as good as, I don't know who Georgia has beaten that's as good as Michigan. I know they've played Alabama, and I put Alabama up there obviously with Michigan, but I can't give you one team on Georgia's schedule where they played a team, beat them, and I'm like, that team is actually really good. They haven't beaten one good team this year. So they look good when you're beating up just bad teams. To their credit, you're supposed to beat up bad teams, and they've actually not just beat them, they've just destroyed bad teams. So as I look back at Georgia's schedule, I really don't see a good team that they beat. If you want to throw Clemson in there, you could throw Clemson in there, but that's about it. All right, as we get closer, like I said, to the game, I'll give you my prediction, and we'll go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one.